If you still think the banks are fighting crypto, you're about to miss the single biggest wealth transfer happening in the US financial system right now. The war isn't just over, they've surrendered, and now they're building the infrastructure to control the entire space.
I mean, think about it. It feels like just yesterday, the titans of Wall Street were on TV, trashing crypto every chance they got. You had Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JPM Chase, famously calling Bitcoin a fraud. That was the story they were selling to the public. But behind closed doors, they were putting a multi-billion-dollar master plan into motion. And this is the pivot that should make your jaw drop. They went from publicly screaming fraud to quietly launching their own $100 million fund on-chain. Now, this isn't a contradiction. It's a calculated, cold-blooded strategy. And by the end of this explainer, you are going to understand their entire playbook and the one asset they absolutely need to make the whole thing work.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the Great Bank Pivot. Let's be crystal clear, the war is over. And now the race to own the new financial plumbing has officially begun. The banks aren't fighting this tech anymore, they're building right on top of it. And the biggest names are leading the charge.
Okay, so check this out. The best example is JP Morgan's My On-Chain Net Yield Fund. They call it MONY. It is live right now on the Ethereum blockchain, and they kicked it off with an initial $100 million. But the most crucial part is this. This is not some little experiment in a lab. This is a live commercial deployment. They are actively rebuilding capital markets using blockchain rails.
And look, this isn't just a JP Morgan thing. Far from it. We're now seeing reports that Bank of America is actually advising its clients to put up to 4% of their entire portfolios into crypto. They see what's on the horizon, a multi-year shift to an on-chain future for the entire US banking system. The signal could not be louder. So you gotta ask, why is all of this happening right now? The timing is no accident, and that brings us right to Section 2, the regulatory green light. Because US regulators, well, they just opened the floodgates. It all boils down to one key thing, a proposal from the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the folks who insure your bank deposits. Their proposal under something called the Genius Act is the exact green light Wall Street has been waiting for. It basically gives U.S. banks the official approval to issue their own unique, fully regulated stablecoins for payments. But okay, this creates a brand new massive problem. We are about to walk into a world of financial walled gardens. You're going to have a JPM coin over here, a Citi coin over there, a Bank of America coin, and none of them can talk to each other. They're all totally separate, siloed systems. So that leads us to the billion-dollar question, right? How in the world do you settle value between them instantly and cheaply? How does a JPM coin turn into a BofA coin without going through some slow, expensive, old-school intermediary? And this, my friends, brings us to Section 3, the heart of the master plan. Because the problem we just described, that friction between walled gardens, is the exact problem XRP was designed from day one to solve. It's the neutral bridge for this new financial world. So picture this. Here's how it works in plain English. A transaction starts its life as a JPM coin. It then zips over to the XRP ledger, where for just a few seconds it becomes the neutral asset, XRP, and then it instantly arrives at its destination as a BofA coin. You see, XRP is the connective tissue, the essential liquidity layer needed for real-time settlement between all these different bank coins. Now, if you're thinking, okay, that's a nice crypto theory. Hold on. Just look at what Swift is doing. They are the backbone of global finance, and they are building something called a shared ledger model. Their goal isn't to replace banks, it's to connect them. And that strategy requires a neutral bridge asset. It perfectly mirrors the exact use case for XRP. Okay, so that's the what and how. But what about the proof? Well, that's Section 4, the institutional signal. Forget the theory, we can see institutions executing this strategy right now. You just have to follow the smart money. Just listen to this number, 30. For 30 straight trading days, the US spot XRP ETFs, those are the tools institutions use to buy in, have seen net inflows. That means for an entire month, without a single day of pause, more institutional money has been flowing into XRP than flowing out. And all that buying, where does it lead? To this, $1.2 billion in assets under management, AUM. Let's be real, this is not a small speculative bet. This is a serious, long-term institutional commitment.
This money isn't just here for a weekend trade, it's getting into position for a fundamental shift in the entire financial system.
And this, right here, tells you everything you need to know. While so much of the retail market is distracted by the flavor of the week meme coin, the serious institutional capital is laser-focused on one thing: the fundamental plumbing of the new system. They're investing in the infrastructure, and that means bridge assets like XRP.
All right, it's time to put all the pieces together in our final section. And I want you to listen closely. Consider this your final warning, because this kind of insider knowledge is rapidly becoming mainstream news, and that means the window of opportunity is closing fast.
Look, the evidence is overwhelming. Pillar number 1, the banks are aggressively building the on-chain rails. Pillar number 2, U.S. regulators have flashed the green light. And pillar number 3, the institutions are quietly but consistently accumulating the exact bridge currency needed to make this entire system work. The 2026 on-chain takeover is already in motion.
This is Crypto Global News. This is the alpha you won't find anywhere else. To make sure you don't get blindsided by what's coming, you need to subscribe to this channel right now. And it is absolutely critical that you hit that bell icon so you are notified the second our next urgent update drops.
And for everyone, especially our viewers in the US, if you want this kind of update before it even hits the public, you need to be on our Telegram. Get your phone out right now, scan the QR code on your screen, or just use the link down in the description and join our private channel. So I'll leave you with one simple question. Are you positioned for the on-chain financial system? The banks have their plan. Now you know it. But in our next explainer, we expose the one critical date they are all watching for the system to go live. To see that analysis, click the card right up here.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.